An aura is both natural and can also be cast. An aura, regardless, creates an influence around the individual. When an aura is present, there's a sense of magnetism around a given subject matter. There are various schools of thoughts that believe different colors mean different things. Something to be in tune with is the psychology of the colors, because this is something that proves to be universal. What we are discussing today: auric spells. What is auric magic and how does it tie into the aura? Before we can talk about the spell work behind today's subject, we have to talk about the topic briefly before we can move on. An aura is an energetic presence that is conjured around a person. Often, when a person has a high level of energy, a high level of spirit around them, it generates an aura with color to it. Now, different auras tie to different things. If you are at a place where you have truly mastered certain layers and you've built yourself up, it shows in your presence. It is something that the trained eye learns to be able to see. And simply by looking for it around people, you're going to begin to see at least the distortion of energy. So now moving forward, what is an auric spell? An auric spell is almost a way of putting on a mask or a fragrance of a type of energy. And what this does is it illuminates aspects of your personality and amplifies them. For today's lesson, we're going to use a very easy example and one that is very common. So if you are a spiritual practitioner, whether this is something you're interested in or are looking to have awareness of, is the pink aura spell is arguably the best quote unquote love potion that somebody can create. The pink aura spell creates the aura with a hue of pink. As you can imagine, any other auric spell would do the same. Now imagine if someone wanted to be intimidating or ready for a competition, they had a big race, or they wanted to seem promising for a job that they were petitioning to contract for. Red aura. Now intimacy and attraction. Pink. Wealth, abundance, generosity. Green. Spiritual insight. Cyan, blue. Here are just some examples. Third eye, purple. There are various schools of thought that tie these colors to different things. It's going to be up to you to see how you decipher it, because the human experience is genuinely unique from each perspective, as each perspective is world building from different layers within the matrices of things. So the auric field is something that is very real, it's felt. You can often see it, you can cut it out. And what happens is these hues are put up by people who are aware of them. They're aware of the energy practice. They're aware of the effect and what it does. And so here is the negative side of this, because they do work. If you put on a pink aura spell, a lot of attraction is going to come your way. Green, abundance. Red, perhaps opportunity. Let's say orange is community, social support. All these energies will build into fruitions. But if the work on the other side isn't done or started, by the time the reward for those things come, generally the skills to maintain them are not there. Exhibit A. Someone puts on the pink aura spell. They attract love. But however, they have not obtained the skill level to actually maintain this. They have masked the energy. In the same way an animal in the wild might mask a scent to try to attract something towards them, the aura spells are the same way. Now, human beings obviously don't have the greatest eyesight, hearing, smell. What we do have is a extremely powerful third eye and a sense of energy. So our scent on a deeper level is energy. And so energy is cloaked to perform in such a manner. Now, we're going to discuss two sides of this. How to create these things because everybody deserves to be able to generate opportunities for themselves. And everyone also deserves to face the consequences for mismanaging these opportunities. So, how to create these things is to be meditating with, say, the robes, the colors. That color meditation is very real. To surround yourself or to immerse yourself that is very dedicated or encoded towards a particular color is also to bring yourself to an element of vibration. And now, whether you are using lights, whether you're using material things, your clothing, you're looking for scenery, you know, a place with some very bright green moss, and there's beautiful trees above it, you're going to go lie down there. All these things come to build it about. Now, perhaps you know somebody that when they record, they have like a element of pink put on them. That's a pink aura spell. They might have another color, and these amplify. But deeper analysis needs to be given, because the first reaction is going to be the first reaction. But just like when you walk into a city that it's the walls look so incredible, but then you realize you walk up to it's just cardboard, you push it over. You know, you ever see something where it's like a propped up town, it's a fake town with cardboard walls, real enough just so somebody passing through thinks it's real. If you have some like acting personalities living in town, going about their day. And then you walk up to the walls though and you push them and they fall over. That's what an aura spell does, because it's not authentic. It's not real. It's not where or who the person actually is. A mismanaged use of this practice is going to bring you exactly what you do not need to get to the next level. Because the reason is your aura is actually at a different place. When you use this magic in alignment with where you are at in life, it turns around to be this beautifully abundant thing. Have you ever wondered why certain schools of thought use colors and ranking systems? Anyone ever sign a child up for like some sort of self-defense class like karate, and they give belts and colors? Because these are symbolic of emotional and spiritual levels of attainment. And in other areas of life, whether it be patches, recognition, these things are also done as well, because the colors in themselves bestow the virtue. So to begin to use this magic and getting the results of it, you also have to be mindful that you're getting also the unwanted attention as well. For example, if you are somebody who is, let's say today, you know, I put on the example of green today. So let's say you're doing green. Green is abundance. Now, just as you are wearing the green, there are going to be a lot more people in your life who are also asking you for things, whether it is family, whether it is friends, whether it is the person who is asking for your help out in public. Whatever it is, you're going to find on both ends that this brings attention on all levels. Both the big buyer and the thief will find their ways through your corridors. Now, this is what you need to learn to be mindful of, because those who have learned to possess high levels of wealth have also learned how to maintain it. So be mindful of the energy works that you are doing. Now, let's say pink aura spell. Here's an example. You're looking to attract love and attention. You're getting it from the desired people and also the undesired people. It's something to keep in mind, that you don't necessarily want everybody's energy or attraction. So if you have not developed the skills to handle that and brush it off, it creates issues in your life. Another great example, let's say the third eye with purple. Let's say someone's just not ready for it, and they get a moment in life they thought they were ready for, but they weren't, and they saw something that they just weren't prepared to really download. Now, let's say something like the throat chakra, like a dark blue. Be careful what you say. Sometimes the hardest lessons of life is learning that you cannot say whatever you might want to say. And to have somebody let you know in not a necessarily polite way in that moment can be a rude awakening for some people that they did not think they would just so happen upon. They just got kind of comfortable with having this gift of speech that came about without knowing how to handle it in all circumstances of life. Sacral chakra, don't even get me started. Okay, root chakra. Again, you might attract an unnecessary confrontation, because root chakra is all about survival. Okay, you get both ends of it. You find, the edible, in imagination land, right? You find the edible food in the forest, but somebody else is there to also compete with you for it. So if these forces are used without doing the prerequisite work, if these forces are used without having the balance and the foresight, like how does this tie into the bigger plan? If you're just doing it's like, well, I'm bored on this weekend, I guess a pink aura spell is going to do. It's like, wow, I need money right now so I can go buy these tickets to go to the Seldom Dreams lectures and seminars. I'm going to instantly conjure. You have to be careful of the energies that you invite in your life, because the shadows also come in the temporary as well. And sometimes the shadows aren't always apparent. Sometimes they stack up against you. So be mindful of how you're using it, because whenever energy has to take from somewhere else to build your dream, that is magic. It also keeps that in its depth books, because every once in a while it's going to know it has to pull from you, but it won't do it all at once. It's like some sort of spirit walking up to you like you're an ATM down the road and taking as they please. Be mindful of this power and use it wisely. It has the power to open doors and also to shutter you within them. My divinity into yours, and until next time, blessings and take care.